Alrighty. Am I recording the right screen? I am recording the right screen. Let me make sure I can see my chats and everything. And then we'll get started here. Okay, and got my coffee with me. Alright. The stream's not going to be us just sitting here doing viral watches all day, so don't have to worry about that. But that's just what I was doing before we got started here. Let's pick up this coal, rune arrows, blood runes. I'll take all of that. All right, let's get out of here. I'm gonna log into my other account as well. Let's turn sound back on and turn auto retaliate off. All right, it is back to Calvarion, and over on 416 Hero. Back to thieving. Just logged on over there. Alrighty. I wonder if I should change up the gear a little bit. This is probably not the most optimal gear. I don't know. Whatever, we'll just roll with it for now. Oh, it took out too many of those, I can't think right now. What are they called? Blighted restores. Oh, let's go to the Enclave first. To the Enclave. I don't know how long we're going to stream today, but we're going to do as much Calvarion as we can. This is the Parched Infernal Cave, right? Indeed it is. Indeed it is. All right. Heading back to Calvarion now. Yesterday, I took a bit of a break from Calvarion. I did do some thieving on the other account on the side at Varlamore. The current progress right now is we're halfway to 85 thieving over there. And in terms of what you're seeing on the screen, Calvarion, we are still at precisely 2,500 KC. That is a PK. Okay. Or, I don't know, was that a PK? He was definitely skulled, but I don't know. Anybody inside? Nobody inside. Surely that guy saw me, right? And he might come back. So the thing is, right now, we are currently doing Calvarion without a scout. In the past, we've always had a scout, but for these last few sessions, I'm busy thieving, you know? I gotta get the levels, I gotta get the gain, so we're just gonna have to make do without a scout. Alrighty. So I mentioned yesterday I didn't do any Calvarion. Instead of doing Calvarion yesterday, we did stream. We ended up doing a whole bunch of solo CMs. And we weren't just doing regular solo CMs. We had a theme to it, and I'm going to be pushing those videos out shortly. Okay, we got some blighted restores early in the trip, which is nice, but not nice. You know, I debated whether or not to throw up the screen of me thieving at Voldemort. It's not the most exciting thing, obviously, to showcase, but, you know, progress is progress, right? However, I ultimately had decided against it because I realized that screen's going to be flashing half the time, and that might not be too pleasant for a viewing experience, honestly. Honestly, it's not too pleasant for me, but I turn it on just so I know when I have to go pickpocket. I turned Prey Melee off, and this guy chomped me for what was that, like a 15? Blood runes to start with. Well, actually, that was our second Gacy. Warlow. Yeah, hopefully we had a Void Waker piece today. I do feel like it's about that time, you know? I do feel like it's about that time. We're over 2,500 KC. By the time we get to 2,700, if we make it there, we would be roughly 3 times dry, which, with all the math mumbo jumbo, I feel like you're very unlikely to go 3 times dry. Obviously, I'm not explaining it very well, but like probability and all that, you know. I don't actually know if there's any stat differences between the gold phase and the purple phase. I imagine there are. I imagine there are, but I never actually like fact checked this. Because otherwise, what's the point, you know? Why differentiate the look of them? Oh boy, a ruined pickaxe. The clan had a bingo recently, and over the course of the bingo, me and a clanmate were working on Calvarion 4. Well, I guess let me provide some context. The bingo was a 72-hour weekend bingo, and I'm pretty sure we collectively spent, or I'll explain it like this, we individually spent like 15, 16 hours at Calvarion, and we did not get a Void Waker piece. Which also explains why my total KC right now is 2,500, because I did like 900 over the course of the bingo or something. Something ridiculous. And yet here we are. The bingo was like a month ago by now, actually, if not more. I think more than that, actually. Yeah, because Mocha came out a month ago. And you know what? This bingo was quite some time ago now. Well, coming up on 2 months, I'd say. Closer to 2 than 1. But yeah, however much time later, we're still here at Calvarion, unfortunately. Oh, Divine ran out. Let's reset that. A lot of supply drops early in the session right now. Fortunately, we just have to leave those blighted Karambons and anglerfish on the floor. I mean, we can't really be juggling those and stuff. I don't want to put them in my looting bag either because, I mean, that's for the loot. Ink Mace better than Wielding Mace or don't have? I just don't have the Vigor's Chain Mace. The Ink Mace is the next best thing though, however. Good luck with the grind today. Appreciate you as always, man. Thank you, thank you. I do feel good about today's session, you know. I think it's time. I think it's time. What I realized with all these wilderness bosses, although we've been primarily focusing on Calvarion, I mean, we did visit Ardio a few times, is that these bosses are supposed to be 0 damage, and for the most part, they're very easy to do. But the thing is, it's just so repetitive, and you're here for so long. And then with the way the looting system works in the Wildy, like the loot is so good here, it's quick, and you just put stuff in your looting bag. You kind of don't really realize how much GP you're racking up here, or how much time you're spending here. And then you get a false sense of security, right? You're just chilling, you know, like boss is easy. And then boom, at the worst of times, a PKer comes in. That's how they get you, bro. That's how they get you. A 57 max hit. You know what? I think this new setup of mine here at Calvarion has given me a couple extra max hits. I mean, the Infernal Cape, obviously. I say new setup, but actually the Infernal Cape's really the only new thing in this setup. I could wear some Dragon Boots. I wonder if that's going to push my max hit to a 58, perhaps? We'd have to do some calculations, some DPS calc stuff, which I can't be bothered right now. But also, I only have, like... You know what? I do have more Dragon Boots than Rune Boots available. At this point in time. Dragon Boots are a huge upgrade, actually. Yeah, it probably gives me at least a max hit, right? I could swap to them. But that's another thing about the wilderness too, right? You start feeling safe. You're like, you know what? I don't mind losing the gear I'm wearing. And you're like, you know what? In all this time I've been in the wildy, I've never died. Let me just upgrade my risk so I can do my content quicker. And then, boom, you're dead. Gave you a few max hits, but I was with the chain mace. Okay, okay. I wonder how much the chain mace is better than the Inquisitor's mace. I've never used the chain mace. Not even on another account. But the, speaking of the wilderness weapons are probably things I'm never going to get on this account realistically, unless something comes up to where they're just that important. But honestly, even with this Void Waker grind, I don't think it's that important. This Inquisitor's mace is probably not that much worse than the chain mace. And plus, the theoretical time it would take me to get things like the chain mace or the crossbow, I think it's just like way more time investment than it's worth just to go for this Void Waker grind. Right. I mean, if I was on a normal account, I'd be getting those things for sure. But I just think it takes too long. I could be mistaken, but I think it takes too long to get those items on Ironman. Like even if you go on rate, I think, and that's not even accounting for potentially going dry, right? But the most reasonable way you can look at like how long a grind may take is just to take a look at the average, I suppose, or like what the rate is. I know someone in the CC spooned a crossbow recently, and it was like a giga spoon, and you know I just can't expect that to happen to me. And I know how good the crossbow is going to be at Spindle and Ardio, I think. I was talking to Peppy about this the other day, but it's kind of crazy. As long as I've played Ironman now, and how like maybe not even necessarily long, but how much I've played and how far into the game I am as an Ironman now. Sometimes I still have these moments, and I'm like, why am I playing this game mode? And when we were doing those solo CMs yesterday, some of the setups I was using, I was like, did I really do this? Obviously I did, but I'm just like, wow. Like what? It's like for some reason when you first play an Ironman, you have these like tunnel vision goggles or something, and you're just hooked on the Ironman dopamine or something. And then ridiculous grinds don't seem so ridiculous in the moment, but then in hindsight, oh my goodness. Completely different perspective after you complete the grind versus while you're in the middle of it. But yeah, with this Inquisitor's Mace, I think I'm getting pretty close to the best KC per hour that we can get. We're probably in the mid 40s, and perhaps a chain mace could push us close to 50 or something. I don't know. Maybe the wiki says you can get like 50 something an hour, but that seems kind of crazy. You have to account for banking and PKers and like the respawn time and all of that. Which the respawn time is actually pretty quick, but you know, Crab keeps saying that Calvarion's the slowest one, but is it not the other way? I feel like Calvarion's quick. But then again, he's playing a normal account, so he probably has access to everything. For spin though, I'm probably gonna be using this Inquisitor's Mace again if I can be bothered to melee. I think the last time I went to Spindle, I just bowfooted it, which was not great, but it was certainly easier. Ardio, I'm also gonna use a bowfoot, I think. That's what I've been doing recently. Okay, we did get a super restore drop earlier, but it's currently in my bag, so nothing we can do about that. Oh, there we go. More super restores. I'm gonna sip this one, pick that one up, and eat an angler, pick that one up, and then I'll just put that one in the bag. Oh, a 10. I'm feeling pretty good about today's session. I feel that the blade is finally happening soon. I mean, we're now over 2500 KC, and around the 2700 mark and some change, that's going to be 3 times dry. And just with all the math, probability, and whatnot, it's pretty unlikely that we're going to go over 3 times dry. I say this as if it hasn't happened to me before. My 2 notable grinds that were insanely dry was for the Bando's Godsword, and particularly the Eternal Crystal at Cerberus. I went just about 5.5 times dry. That's probably the most notable item that I went super dry on. But yeah, I feel good, you know, with all that being said, I feel pretty good about today's session. I think it's coming. We'll have to see. Palm tree seed. Well, there's a lot of people of Harlem were pickpocketing right now. What the heck? So I do have the Blorva helm on, the Torva helm on right now, but I don't know if that's necessarily the best upgrade. I think when I slapped this setup together, I wasn't very calculated with it. I was just like, you know what, 3 items? 4th item, Inferno Cape with the parchment? Okay, we're good to go. But perhaps wearing ferocious gloves or something may be better. And then we can just wear a Natus Knot helmet or something. You think being 2,500 KC in, we would have, you know, really made sure we were doing this as best as we could, but nope. Nope. That is not the case. Another KC in the books. Death runes. Oh my god, is that the Worley at Varlamore Thieving? $99 today? Sheesh. You know, I've racked up so many keys. I need to do the house portion of this, like, thieving mini game at some point, or activity, whatever you want to call it. But obviously, this portion is just so AFK. I mean, the house part is like very low intensity too, but you do have to move around and stuff. This one, you quite literally just don't have to move until your screen flashes, and then you click one time. Maybe twice if you have to deal with the coin bag or the coin pouch. I could probably do the house part like later in the night when I'm also just chilling on this account. I'm gonna be killing viral watches passively. Just at some point in the future, maybe in the next 2 weeks or so, hopefully I get a blood shard. I'm not gonna be camping them too hard, but just when I have absolutely nothing to do, I'm gonna be doing that. I'll be taking this blighted Karambwan, thank you very much. And you know what? I'm actually gonna eat this angler and then take the Karambwan. Boom, more food. Alright, with one divine being gone now and expiring as well, I guess this has been a 20-minute trip already. I said earlier, time really flies when you're at this boss, and then it lulls you into a false sense of security, and then a team of 6 is gonna come PK you, even though this is a single zone, but then they're gonna camp the multi-lines like a bunch of lunatics. Oh, one of the biggest upgrades I could do, and I do have the parchment for it, is I should parch my Avernic. Oh my god, where am I clicking? Because right now I'm just using a Book of War. I don't care about those bones. Okay, uncut rubies. What's our looting bag looking like? I don't think it's anything too crazy. Yeah, just a couple of rune pickaxes. Naturally. Okay. What is he wearing, bro? That's got wait, what level was he? Oh man, I missed it. He had the dualies from the Mox boss in Varlamore. I think that was a real person. That was actually like ironically enough too scuffed to be a bot. Cause all the bots look the same, you know? I think that was a real person. All the bots are wearing monk robes, but then they do have the Vigor's chain mace. I think they wear that new helmet. Well, relatively new. By now it's probably at least a few months old. What is that helmet called? You get them from the armored zombies, but the not the ones from the zombie X. Is it just like a zombie helmet? Is that what it's called? What is it called? Dwarven helmet? No, I don't think it's that one. There's an upgrade. Um, I believe the quest is called Curse of a Rav, unless it is the Dwarven helmet, but I'm pretty sure you get that one. Like, that's been in the game for the longest time now, right? Because after Defender of Varrock, you get the zombie axe from the armored zombies. But then they made a new quest that has more armored zombies, and they drop a helmet, a crush helmet. That's not the Dwarven helmet, is it? What if I'm just making all of this stuff up and it just never happened? I'm convinced there's another helmet aside from the Dwarven helmet. I'm convinced. Yeah, they probably use those too. But now I'm really curious what it's called. What this helmet I'm talking about. I'm looking it up. Curse of a Rob. I'm pretty sure that's the quest. Oh, more restores. Some coins. You know, the thing about Calveron respawning so quickly is it's actually very hard to, like, look at other things while you're here. You really are locked here. Like, so many times I've tried to, like, check my collection log or something, and I just can't because the boss respawns and it's already attacking me. Oh, zombie... Wait, is it really what it's called? Oh, taking damage because I'm Googling. Oh, it is the zombie helmet. You know what? That makes so much sense. Armored zombies. Zombie helmet. Who would have thought, you know? Who would have thought? Wait, where's the... Oh, this one was hiding. This other skeleton hellhound was hiding. More death runes? I feel like we've gotten this drop a few times now here on this trip. I'm so glad I got this Inquisitor's Mace from Fasani's, because if I didn't get it, what would I be using right now? Probably a zombie axe. I'd probably be using a zombie axe. Zombie axe or bludgeon? Yeah, the bludgeon would make sense. I don't have one, though. I do, however, have a zombie axe. In fact, I think I did end up getting a zombie axe specifically for this at the time when I first came here. Super compost. Feel like I have no use for that, but I picked them up anyways, because why not, right? It's noted. $25.20 KC. This is probably the third or fourth boss with this high of a KC for me. I'm at 21.99 Bandos. I'm in the 20... What's my Cerberus KC, actually? It's like stupid high. I just went to high scores and typed in Cerberus. What am I doing? You have the Ironman syndrome on Worley too. I'm too cute noob to know any better. The dopamine, you know, it's just like, oh, another level. Oh my god, another item. Oh yeah, I'm 2764 Cerberus KC, which is how long it took me to get the Eternal. What else is in the 2000s? Calvarion, Cerberus, Bandos. Anything else? Not really. Oh, Kraken. Kraken's the highest one, actually, 2900. But I stopped doing Kraken. The only reason my Kraken KC is kind of high at 2900 is because when I still only had the Trident, I couldn't get my hands on a Sang or a Shadow. So I was like, you know what? It's time to get the extended version of the Trident. But I never got enough of the Kraken tentacles. I'm gonna eat a shark here. No, see, so there's a different era of Ironman in the CC. There's the ones that are very undergeared all the time, but are fortunately being geared by people who are now geared. And then, unfortunately, I was not part of that era. I had to get everything myself. You think I did a single raid before I got a Dragon Warhammer? No, because no one was gonna raid with me without a Dragon Warhammer. Also, if I wasn't able to solo chambers, the progress probably would be so much slower because I'd have to like wait around for people to do chambers. And obviously when you're in team chambers, the odds of you getting a purple specifically, especially when you're under geared versus all these max gear people. Whole different story. Rune two hand. Why does the game always do this? They always add a drop that is just a tier below the things you're like that are rare on the drop table. Obviously, I'm not looking for a dragon two hand right now, right? But that is on the unique drop table. But as a result, they also have rune two hands. So they have a bunch of rune pickaxes. I have more than I can count. I probably did sell some though recently to make some GP. But yeah, rune pickaxes, dragon pickaxes. And sometimes they add items that very loosely resemble the look of how something may look on the ground. For example, at Shamans, when you're going for that Dragon Warhammer, what's the drop? Like red D'hide Van Braces or something? I remember doing Shamans on mobile one time, and I swear, seeing it on the ground on my tiny like phone screen, it looked like a Dragon Warhammer very, very briefly. That is a PK. That guy's name seems familiar for some reason. First trip of the day, 23 KC, cut short because a PK came in, but I hit this Royal Seed pot real quick. No controversy there. That happened so quick. I reacted so quick, I didn't even, like, record that or anything. Yeah, that guy's name seems really familiar for some reason. I've probably seen him around. Or maybe he's actually tried to PK me before. I mean, it's usually the same people over and over again. Did I clear out the looting bag already? I did. I didn't change anything. Back we go. Back we go. You know, the beautiful thing about streaming is that I can actually check how long I've been doing something. So apparently we've been doing Calvarion for roughly 40 minutes now. And we only got 23 KC? Is that right? Okay, I did, you know, like grab my cup of coffee and stuff at the start of the stream. I don't know. It's probably not 40 minutes. Probably a little under that. Regular super restores. We're going to smuggle those out of the wilderness. So I'm just gonna push my video that's out for today a little bit here. Today's video on YouTube is the first Yama video, I believe. Yes, previously our last video was just like a few weeks out from Yama. But today's video is Yama, and it's from the perspective of when Yama was first released. So if you want to relive the initial release of Yama in a sense, you know, it's a good video to watch, honestly. It's a pretty big video because obviously Yama came out, what, at this point, like 3-4 months ago, right? And I did go pretty hard on Yama for like the first few weeks or maybe a month or so. So it's like a nice progression. Actually, I think it's only like 2 weeks. We went really hard on the boss for like 2 weeks. It's like a nice progression video from the initial release to, I mean, spoiler alert, we have full oath plate now. But I mean, we've showcased multiple videos where we're wearing oath plate and stuff, so that's fine. Some blood runes. Yeah, you know what? It checks out under the assumption that we can get maybe a little under 50 KC an hour. We're now a little like over 30 minutes in, I suppose, less than 40, somewhere between that. And we're 25 KC in, so that checks out. That checks out. And if the drop is a 1 in 9/12, I mean, quick math here, you're supposed to finish Calvarion at like 20 hours, and that's like assuming like a flat 40 KC an hour, right? Like, but like it's like 40 something, mid 40s. It's safe to say I've spent more than 40, 50 hours here though, unfortunately. Or that is the time I've spent. I've spent more than 20 to 25 hours here, unfortunately. I wonder if that PK is going to come back. Please give me the Void Wicker Blade. Ranging potions. We did end up using a lot of those during the Mocha grind, actually. I'm sure this is one of those things where it's like, did you know? And like, it's mentioned so much that everyone, in fact, does know now. But I'm going to mention it anyways. T-Pain is actually a very good singer, despite all the auto-tune that he used in his music. $25, $28, a magic seed. Our magic seed stack is growing again. We kind of sapped the supply of those for a bit there when we got 416 hero to 99 farming. Also, T-Pain, I don't know if he still does this because I'm not very in tune with other streams and stuff these days, but he actually did or continues to stream on Twitch. I don't know if he still does that these days, but I know a few years back he definitely was. This guy's back, are you kidding me? He splashed the. He's using a air battle stat. Okay, I shouldn't. Like, okay. My first reaction there was I shouldn't have even bothered to TP. But if I didn't TP, he 100% would have just stayed there and just like peppered me annoyingly. So. Well, only a few more cases after returning to Calvarion, and the same PKer came back. I'm going back in again, and yeah, hopefully this guy just goes away because he splashed on me twice now. Actually, the first time he didn't even have a chance. The second time he splashed on me. But yeah, we're heading back there. I only managed to get, what, like 5 KC, if that, on that trip, unfortunately. In fact, I barely even used any of my supplies. Why's my... Hold on, why's my... Okay, I'm in the wilderness. Let me go back to the enclave. Let me check what my dog is barking about. Had to double check. We're safe, right? Yeah. Huh, I don't know. I don't know. Don't know what that was. Alright, anyways. Back we go. Sandwiches. Baguette. Oh, baguette. Baguette chance in the wilderness. Baguette chance in the wilderness. Dude. Did someone take my world? Nope. I don't even know why that guy came back before me, because if he knew I was here, he was only here like 2 minutes ago, so he knows I have no loot. Because you forced me out of the wilderness and I just came back, so like, at least milk it a little longer, you know? Like, come back in 30 minutes, and then maybe if you get me, you'll have like 1 mil worth of loot. I got baited by the loot beam there. 60 Renar weeds. Very nice, very nice. What are the odds that same guy is going to come back in a couple of minutes here? Yeah, the thing about this is I just have to stay disciplined. If I see anybody, particularly if they're skulled up or if they even remotely resemble to look like they're about to PK somebody, I should just TP out. It's just a time save all around, honestly. I just have to remind myself, like as annoying as it is to get forced to TP out, it's actually a bigger time save to get the TP off and then come back rather than annoyingly tank a PK here. Kind of want those blighted restores. I'm gonna put those in the bag, I suppose. They're 4-dosers too. What are we getting? Chaos runes. Chaos runes always good to get for my Tubican Shadow. Absolutely slurps chaos runes. I never have many chaos runes actually sitting in the bank for that reason. And if I do have a stack of them, I mean, they very quickly disappear shortly after. They don't sit in the bank for very long. Alright, glancing over at our other account here. We are 117k EXP away from 85 thieving. That should be a little bit over 2 hours with this method, if we're actively paying attention, in which we're not. we're simply not. We're definitely missing out a few pickpockets here and there. Yeah, so while we were on pace to probably do like some mid-40s KC at Calvarion in an hour, probably no longer the case between me having the AFK just now to check what was going on and this one PKer, man, this one PKer just showing up. Well, 2532, 2,532, another longbone. That is the 8th one in the collection log, I'm sure, or 8th one in the loot logger for Calvarion. But as I've mentioned in the past, the loot logger is missing about 500 KC, so there's a chance we have more than 8 of those from here. I also have a curved bone from here too. And the curved bone's like the super rare one, right? That was a very unhumble set of lightning right there. They're just like placed all around me, holy. What is the drop rate on these long bones here? 1 in 500 maybe? 400? I'm gonna go with 400. I mean, I have at least 8 of those from here, so. Surely, right? Rare, but not that rare. $57 max hit. Magic logs. Actually useful. Once again, not for this account, but for the other account for the birdhouses. Saves me the trouble of chopping magic trees, I suppose. Get the drop, please. I'm trying. All I'm saying is the game doesn't want me to become Grandmaster, clearly. They're holding me back. They know I hate the wilderness, and they're keeping me out here as long as possible. It's the same mother... Dude. He brought Arams this time, too. Can this guy go away, bro? Can this guy go away? It's the same guy. Like, at least be someone else. Wow, I'm here at the Gnome Stronghold, and you'll never guess it. The same PKer showed up. I've only gotten like 8 more KC. Can this guy just go away, please? At least have it be someone else, you know? Like, it's the same guy, jeez. Like, go do something else, bro. Go hit another spot. You know what? I do want this guy to actually TB me, because he'll just find out that he can't kill me either way. You know what's crazy? Like, I just picture this guy world hopping 800 times while I'm farming like 3 Calvarion KC, and then he comes back and he's like, oh yeah, dude, I'm time to get this guy. Ah, man. Also, how does he keep oh my god. Okay. Bro. Oh, look, he's back. I didn't even get a KC. This guy's not gonna kill me. Nice Void Waker. Not gonna kill me. Not going to kill me. Not even with the help of Calvarion. Did I just gap him? I just... oh, no, not yet. Okay. Looked like I gapped him. Did I gap him now? I think I gapped him. Did. Oh my god, I turned on the music by accident. Bro, please go do something else, man. Waste the time for you and me. Jeez. Same guy. I even let this guy TB me this time, and he gapped himself. He gapped himself, man. He just, like, what are you doing? Go to LMS. Oh my god, bro. Like, as much as I hate it, I know it's part of the game and stuff, but when some monkey does this 4 times in like 10 minutes, bro, oh my god, man. Please. Go do something else, bro. And you know what? Like, I'm not like a huge like streamer, so I know this guy's not even stream sniping. He's literally just annoying. Like he's not like this isn't someone specifically targeting me because I'm fucking like Oda block or something. It's just this guy is playing the game the way he is, just naturally. Like that's arguably more annoying. That's arguably more annoying. Oh my god. Bro, he couldn't even kill me with the help of Calvarion comboing me right there. I think I'm on a different world right now. Oh, hey, look, it's Frog. Here too, help. I mean, the thing is, this is a singles area, though. I mean, unless you get like PJ or something, I don't know. This guy's coming back. Like at this point, I know this guy's coming back because unless that was the final straw and he gave up, he's either gonna try 50 more times or he gave up. No in between. How good was their gear? He was in bark at first, but I did get this guy emotional. I guess he had to up his gear to try and get me. He's tried 4 times in the last 10 minutes. Oh man, this guy's coming back. This guy's coming back. Chillier than Pepsi Zero. Nah, that guy's 100% one of those people. Like, he could get caught by Frog here. Like, he's 100% one of those people that will never actually fight a real person, like, fighting back. Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting. Seriously, right there, I did absolutely nothing to like, realistically, like, outmaneuver him. He literally just fumbled the bag so hard, he created the gap himself. Honestly, I don't know what he was doing, that guy. When he snared me right here, while Calveron was also on me, that was actually a very sketchy situation. He did Void Waker me once. I don't know if he Void Wakered a second time, did he? I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know what he was doing right there. Like I felt like that was like as good of a chance as any time for him to kill me right there, because that was actually pretty bad. Like, I did combo eat, but it was still pretty bad. Like, the timing was just unfortunate, because Calveron hit me for like 20 or something. That's actually really funny. This guy upgraded his gear. Yeah, I'm not tripping, right? At first he was in Bark. I'm pretty sure he was in Bark, and then he swapped to Arams. He was in that like Swamp Bark, I think it's what it's called, the one that extends in Tangle times. I mean, he was probably in Black D'Hide to range me, but I'm fairly certain he upgraded because that fourth time he came around, I was like, he's in Arams. Like that's why he caught me with the TB, because like by the fourth time someone coming in, like I the first thing I did was look at his name, and then I was like, yep, it's the same guy. The second thing I did was glance at his character, and I noticed the Arams. And I feel like if he came in 4 straight times with Arams, like that wouldn't have been like notable. But that caught my eye. I don't know. But yeah, I think like a few weeks ago when I was doing more Calvarium back then, that guy did show up and try to PK me. Like that name for sure. Ah, the wilderness man. Like, so that was pretty funny because I mean it's pretty funny in a sense, but it's also annoying. You know, I'm just here to get my Void Waker, man, which the game is not giving me. Not even a piece. Please. Is that few serums? Blighted resource? I'll be taking those. Oh no, I just put all of those in the bag. Oops. No, that was a roller coaster, you know. It was like, all right, minor inconvenience to okay, this guy's back, surprise, surprise. To a little annoying to kind of funny because of the fact that he straight up upgraded his gear. Now, if he comes back and gets caught out by Frog, that's pretty funny. But if he comes back, um, that is just gonna be kind of annoying at that point. See, I like to think that if I did bother to go PK in the ability, I'd be like Frog and just like try to catch out these PKers. Like I wouldn't necessarily go for the PVMers. Although I guess if I'm down bad, I might go try and pick some people off at the Chaos Altar. You never know. 2540. You know, on the topic of stream sniping, which I just want to be clear, this guy's most definitely not stream sniping. I mean, he probably doesn't even know I exist, you know, like I'm the small, like I just make videos. But I swear one time I genuinely did get stream sniped. Like this is the only real time, no meme, I thought I got stream sniped. And it was highly suspicious because at the time I was streaming and playing 2 accounts at once like I am now, except I actually had both accounts on screen. One account was, I think, skilling or something at the Myths Guild. And I was playing a hardcore at the time. I don't remember which hardcore. But I needed to go to the Mage Arena 2 bank on my hardcore. I see this guy in PK gear on my main at Myths Guild. And then on stream, I'm like, all right, guys, you know, it's time to make that trip to the Mage Arena bank real quick. Should be relatively safe, right? You know? And then, on the other account. And then on the other account, when I make it to the bank, this guy's at the Mage Arena bank. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, wait, what? So you're telling me you showed up from one account's perspective at the Myths Guild, out of all things, which is like not like a super unusual spot, but I wouldn't say it's a common spot either, right? Especially for like a PKer, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But like, why would you show up at the Myths Guild bank? And then on the other account, my hardcore that I'm going to the major arena bank for, all of a sudden you're over there. Only time I've ever genuinely accused somebody of stream sniping me. All right. Well, we've managed to do a few Calvin on Casey's without being interrupted now. Maybe that guy took my advice when I said wait a few minutes, you know? Give me a couple of minutes to farm up the boss, and then that way, if you do kill me, you actually get loot. You think he gave up? Oh, 17. Haven't seen a soul yet. Interesting, interesting. I know the second I leave, he'll be back. Yeah, just timing, right? Well, that was just a lot that just happened. Makes for good video content, though, so TY for content, I guess. What's going on, Hutch? How you doing? You missed it, or I don't know if you've been lurking or not, but you missed the sequence of events here at Calvarion. The same PKer showed up 4 times in like less than 10 minutes. Today will be the day we get the Void Waker Blade, surely. Our Casey's really getting up there. Wow. More than 2 minutes of peace and quiet, huh? Yeah, I'm in the wilderness right now, and someone could come in and try and kill me, right? But the thing is, like, you know, it's like pretty normal. You know, there's a whole bunch of people that like to do that. But the same guy showed up 4 times in 10 minutes. That's not a Void Waker Blade. That is a Dragon Pickaxe, though. You know, it is worth a little bit. Although 800k for a Dragon Pickaxe these days is absolutely abysmal. It used to be like 3 mil a long, long time ago. But yeah, we'll take that, I guess. Although it wouldn't hurt me if I lost it either. But the problem with the price of that is that it would probably prioritize over the Barrow's gloves or something. I don't know. It's just not ideal. I'll take the dragon pickaxe out. That is our 5th one from Calvarion. In fact, I think all my dragon pickaxes are from Calvarion, so that's 5 in total. We now have 1 to stash in TOA, 1 to keep in the bank, 1 to stash in TOA for the other account, 1 to keep in the bank for the other account, and we just have this 5th one just because, I guess. I don't know. Money. I wonder if Frog is still there standing outside. Is he gonna PK me when I run through? He's like, oh, person. Oh, of course, naturally, we have to open up the collection log, and it looks like we have 6 dragon pickaxes. I don't recall getting one from anywhere else, so I guess it's 6 pickaxes from Vedion and Calvarion, actually, not 5. Yeah, I know I did try to get a dragon pickaxe at Calfight Queen, but I never actually did, I don't think, so I think all 6 are from Calvarion. Is Frog still out here? Frog still is out here. Hi. Blade next kill, alright. Another dragon pickaxe, huh? I think the dragon pickaxe is pretty common. It's like 1 in... I want to say like 500. Or is it more common than that? 3, like, maybe like... I think it's some random number. I don't know. You know what? The wiki will tell us. Let's just look at the wiki. 358. Oh. But it's the same drop rate as the Dragon 2 hand, so it's like a 50-50 when that happens. You know what? Does that mean we're dry on pickaxes? I think we're dry on dragon pickaxes. Right after the dragon pickaxe, we get the rune pickaxe. How fitting. Next thing, we're gonna get an Addy pickaxe. What are the odds that this guy showed up and saw Frog standing outside and he didn't want the smoke? Although he'd probably be hopping right next to the entrance though, so... If he did show up, like, they'd be right next to each other. You know, the thing about PKing this low level into the wilderness is that you have to run teleblock. You have to be on standards, pretty much. Yeah, this one guy, tried to kill me like 4 times. I got away immediately the first 3 times, and then by the 4th time he came back, he upgraded his gear. He wore better gear to come and try and get me. And he did teleblock me. But, I don't know. This guy just fumbled really hard, and he just free, like it was a free getaway. Absolutely free. And then my clanmate showed up. He was like, let me get him. But then, of course, with the timing, this guy hasn't shown up since my clanmate has shown up. There are a lot of PKers out there that will only hunt people that won't fight back. That's why there's kind of a discrepancy on who you might call a PKer versus a PvPer. Because, you know, PvP stands for player versus player, right? And PKer stands for player killer. But, yeah, there's a lot of people out in the wilderness that are PKers, and they do not want the smoke. The instant somebody fights back, they crumble. Let's go back to the ref cave. Warlow, I in fact did not get a Void Waker blade the next KC. I got a rune pickaxe. Lots of them don't like to have a fair fight. Yeah. There's honestly a lot to be said about the way the wilderness works in this game. Skill issue, couldn't get the drop. And I have tried my fair share of PvP in this game and PKing. I do like PvP in this game, I really do. But I do not like the fact that in order to get the item that I want right now, I'm forced into the wilderness. I don't like that. But then again, you know, I'm playing Ironman, and you know, if I wasn't an Ironman, I could just simply buy the weapon from someone who did farm it. Like I said, we can like really get into it. But ultimately, I'm here right now farming the boss, anyways. Bro, what is Laz smoking? Full context, in our clan Discord, there is a Discord bot called Chickbot. We now have a Chickbot in clan in the game. Yeah, you told him what account that was. Yeah, it's true, yeah. You straight up told him what the account was for. Oh, man. Listen, this guy frequents Reddit more than anybody here, so it's very clear that despite the namesake of Reddit, he quite literally did not read it. More coins. You know, our cash stack is looking pretty healthy right now. But that's because I took the opportunity to go sell some alcohols finally. But I have not converted it into blood runes yet. And when I do that, that cash stack is going to be gone. Ask the question, proceeds not to wait for the answer. 2550. Yeah, it's so good that the name Chickbot was actually available. CC Emerald. Warlow, how do you read both your clan chat and your guest clan chat? Because right now it's happening to me and it's like very confusing. Oh, a 6. Oh no. Oh, you set them to different colors? Wow, that is. You know what? That would be smart. That would be smart. Should probably do that. Although to be fair, the guest clan I'm in is not very active. Like it's literally just like a clan full of like a couple of like IRL people. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I should just read the casual GMers clan chat on my other account, honestly. Because it's not like I'm guesting on both accounts. You guys think that guy took a snack break or something and he's gonna come back in about 10 minutes to come try and PK me again? Or alternatively, he's so demoralized that he gave up the entire day. I'm gonna put my 12,000 GP in the looting bag, why not? Oh, I think I need to tell these guys about the plugin. What the? Air Goob. Some guy named Air Goob in Mystics just tried to TB me. You know, highly suspicious. I have a Gooba in my clan. Highly suspicious. Probably not him, though. But what a name. No way, Air Goob just tried to PK me. Air Goob. It wasn't the other guy though. Uh, yeah, you know, like Frog standing outside for like 10 minutes, doesn't see anybody. He leaves. 5 minutes later, someone shows up. I guess the wilderness is pretty busy right now, you know? I mean, 5 PK attempts on me, albeit 4 of them were by the same person. It's got to be within the last hour. I don't think I've been out here for very long. can't believe Air Goob just tried to teleblock me, man. Activity inside. Yes. Are you the activity? Alright, that Air Goob guy did not look scary at all. First of all, he was level 114. Second of all, he was in Mystics. I don't think he even had a staff. When he sent that teleblock or whatever, I don't know, maybe it was just the animation. I mean, I was just focused on teleporting out, so... Actually, right there, if he really wanted to, he probably could have got a second TB off, because I was too busy just right-clicking him. I didn't click teleport right away. I was just like, really? Mystics? That's how I get caught out. I'm just talking down on all the PKers instead of just focusing on getting out. I'm just like, really, man? And my first reaction is not TPing out. My first reaction is just, really, bro? And that's gonna cost me. $25.53. We started at precisely 2,500 today, so 53 KC. How long have we been live now? Because that's how long we've been doing Calvarion for, roughly an hour 30. Hour 40, okay. Like, let's subtract like 10 minutes, you know, from the start of the stream and like some AFK time and whatever. We've been here for an hour and a half. And we only have 53 KC. Yeah, that's not great. You know, we got interrupted 5 times. So, not great, not great. You have a sneaking suspicion that you would have received an elite scroll box. The only clues I care about right now are easy clues. The clue boxes do help, do incentivize me to do clues a little bit more, but at the end of the day, I still don't really want to do clues, honestly. Just typed Air Goob. Air Goob was not even intimidating. Oh, I just got comboed out from trying to type that. Oh my god, it's Warlow. What? Dude, you know, if you were a real PK, that would have been really bad timing, actually. I just got comboed out by Calvarion, like, while I was typing. That would have been really poor timing. Because for a brief moment there, I was like 40 health. You know, that just reminds me. The other day when Joe came in to troll me, he genuinely teleblocked me. I just thought about that. Like, he actually teleblocked me. That could have been bad, you know? Oh, another 5 minutes of Calvarion here. You know, to think that when we finally get the Voidwaker Blade, we gotta do this 2 more times. But there's absolutely no way we're gonna go this dry on the other 2 bosses, right? No way, right? I'm totally not, like, cursing it, jinxing it. What are the odds we go nearly 3 times dry on 3 different grinds, back to back to back, right? What am I clicking on? You know, I kind of have an itch to go send a solo CM, but at the same time, I feel like I've been actively finding ways of avoiding doing this Calvarion grind. So a part of me wants to continue doing this Calvarion grind, but a part of me wants to go send a solo CM real quick. Especially having just spent 300 mil on bonds. I could use some GP, you know. I did get that Dex recently, though. Apparently those things are worth nearly 40 mil these days. You know, I do have an AGS, the actual AGS Armadyl God Sword on this account, so these PKers better watch out, bro. I might whip it out. I probably wouldn't use an Ink Mace though if that was the case. Like I'd have to like one item the Armadyl God Sword. Although you know, as long as I don't skull, I suppose. Keep skull protection on, bring the AGS plus Venge. Yeah, I could do that. But I don't know. It could be fun, but I'm also just mostly focused on just getting as much KC as possible. If a PK shows up, I'll just, you know, tell you out real quick. But I mean, I guess in the event that I do get caught by the TB, I'm slow to react. It would be nice to have, maybe. It's kind of funny though. A few times I've been caught by a PKer and I just start whacking them with my Inquisitor's mace. Some of them just start panicking. But yeah, it would be in my best interest to just try and get the TP off right away and then just come back and keep farming the boss. I've already been here much longer than probably the average person would. In terms of the probability, we're definitely in the 90-something percentages, or like whether or not we would have the Void Waker Blade. I think the last time I took a peek at like a dry calculator or something, it was like 92%. It is what it is, though. At least the Calvarium loot isn't bad, I suppose. That might be a little bit cope, but I mean, cannonballs are always nice. Although, these days, I don't know where I would even use a cannon. The Renara weeds are nice. Oh, sand fuserums. Very good, very good. Be right back for a second. PK probably incoming. Honestly, yeah, that's how it works. You know, the sad thing is, Calvarion's the first piece. It's just the first boss. We have about 100 KC. In fact, I think on the dot 100 KC Ardio. And I believe we have like 130, give or take, Spindle KC. And we're currently 0 for 3 on the Void Waker pieces, so we still have a long grind ahead of us, even after we're done with this. But who knows, maybe the RNG gods will even things out for us. You know, you want dry at Calvarion? Let's spoon you a little bit at one of the other two bosses. Although in a twist of fate, I guess I did get spooned. I got spooned the pet at Ardio. Not the Void Waker piece, but the pet. Which is a pretty cool pet, to be fair. So I know some people might be wondering why we're going after the Void Waker. At this point in time, the Void Waker, I think, is probably the item we most need until, or not until, but it's the item we most need for the grind for Grandmaster. You're not wondering, that's not true. I mean, it is a really good, aside from the fact that it's a very good spec weapon. Ultimately, we need it because I think it's going to be pretty crucial for the road to Grandmaster. We do have other spec weapons. We have the Zera crossbow. We have the Dragon Claws. Which is why I've put off the Void Waker grind for so long. One being I hate the wilderness, honestly. And two, I just didn't really have like a huge need for the Void Waker. But, you know, when you get to this stage of the game, there's not many things to do. But I do think the Void Waker is a pretty high priority thing for this account right now. It's 1 HP. I'll put this range pot away. I think I'm running pretty low on these super combats, these divine super combats I'm using. I have a lot of regular ones, but I need to turn them into divines. Divines are so good, so good. If I know there's probably a section of people out there that Are like divines are so expensive. Are they even worth it? The answer is yes, they are worth it. With a few exceptions. Like obviously if you're going to something like next where you're brewing all the time, maybe don't use divines there, right? Just use regulars. But in most cases where you don't have to heal at all, or maybe just occasional hard food here and there, divines are the way to go. We're running low on restores here, so we may have to make soon. Oh my goodness. You know, I actually looked down at my other screen when I got this drop, and I saw a loot beam. I glanced up, and it's a Dragon 2-hand at KC 2563. I would like to look at the collection log here, but as I've mentioned before, it's kind of hard. Calvarion spawns so quickly, so we'll check it out after this. So we've gotten a Dragon Pickaxe and now a Dragon 2-hand today. Oh, I was looking at Discord. .40 health. I just hit like 3 straight zeros. Come on. There we go. Alright, we finished this KC. We got some Dark Crabs. Okay, the previous KC, we got the Dragon 2-hand. That is our 10th one. Of course, it is shared across the other bosses, although I'm not sure if I've pulled Dragon 2-hands from the other bosses. But yeah, that was our 10th one at KC 2563. So today, so far in this session, we've gotten a Dragon Pickaxe and a Dragon 2-hand. They're both the same drop rate. Not as rare as the Voidwaker Blade, though, which is almost 3 times the rate. 3 times as rare. Sitting at 1 in 912. One HP. It regened to 2. Some more coins. We have some room for these Dark Crabs, so we'll pick those up. Yeah, what is the respawn time on Calvarians? It only got to be like a couple of seconds, maybe like 5 at most. Let's take a glance at the EXP we've gained today so far. 155k strength EXP. So we've been bonking Calvarion for a while now. About 2.5 hours, actually. Okay, I think we are going to TP out when we only have the one restore left, because in the event we get caught out by a PKer right now, that'd be pretty bad, right? And I don't want to be like, oh yeah, you know, I got one restore dose left, boom, PKer shows up. So after this KC, we bank. We got a whole lot of food. As we continue to get more food, blighted anglerfish, I'll just chuck all of those into... That was frog, you know, not to worry. Yeah, as I was saying, we'll just chuck all of those into the bank, or the bag into the bank. Keeping me on my toes. I genuinely did hack the bank right there, though. But I think when PKers come down, they have that falling animation, right? I think there is like a decent window of time to react to that. Like you don't have to actually TP away right away. Like when he came down, I saw that for one thing, my screen didn't flash. Yeah, you have a tick. I don't know. It feels like a very long tick. Like right there, I did see someone come in, but I also I had enough time to see that it was not like an actual PKer, and that was just my clanmate. Man, it honestly, I'm so sad right now that he is standing outside and no one's showing up. But then before he showed up, the same guy showed up 4 times in 10 minutes. And then when he came and then left, another guy showed up. Oh, let's close the looting bag. We don't want to just put anything in there, you know? We got to be selective. Well, we're probably going to reach 2600 KC today. If we somehow reached, what is it? 912 times 3, 27, 36, I think. Yeah, if we hit 2736, that's when we're officially 3 times dry. Hopefully we don't even reach that. Hopefully. There's a setting in the looting bag that prevents supplies from going in. Really? I didn't know that. Good to know, good to know. But I mean, I'm just gonna manually manage that because sometimes I do want to put supplies in there. Especially those regular super restores, I want to smuggle those out of the wilderness. Not that I'm in short supply of those, but you know, loot goblin gonna loot goblin, you know? But yeah, you know, that is a good setting to have because I have accidentally chucked all my restores in there before. So it's like a good toggle thing, I guess. So in the event that we do pull the Void Waker blade today, I think the next boss we're gonna focus on is probably Ardio. Or, you know, who knows? Maybe we'll do like this little like alternating thing between the two bosses rather than hard camping one of them. We'll see, we'll see. And I guess if we want to take a break from the wilderness grind, there is one little thing that I do kind of want to get. It's not going to be super important in the grand scheme of things, but if I can get my hands on a ham joint from Easy Clues, that'd be good. That would help for my future Fasani's grind. In terms of the Fasani CAs right now, I think I'm only missing the 5 in a trip. But I also do have to do regular Nightmare CAs, actually. I haven't done those, really. So yeah, the ham joint could be helpful. Some oak planks. $31 KC until we hit 2600. That's what, probably like 40 minutes or so? RNG dependent, whether PKers show up and what my supplies are looking like. I actually don't think I bring enough restores to where I could sit here for 40 minutes with my 2 super divines. Divine supers. Super divines, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I think I do rely on getting a restore drop or 2. And I could also flick, but I mean, who wants to do that on a wildy boss? Can't be bothered out here. And what are we getting? Ancient Staff. I don't think I've seen any of these today, so that's the first one. Speaking of divines, let's get one going. $80K thieving EXP to go until we hit 85 on the other account. I haven't done anything but Varlamore thieving in a while now. Honestly, I don't know what my goals are currently with that account other than to skill just to get some total levels up. There are a lot of things to do, but I'm definitely more motivated to play this maxed account right now. I kind of flip-flop between the two. The last several months, we have been heavily focusing on that account. We've done a lot of things over there. So it's nice to shift our focus onto the max account. There are a lot of things to be done on this account too, despite it being maxed, and it has, you know, a lot of the gear, a lot of the essentials, but something like a Void Waker, for example, we're missing. He says, back to revs. This is where someone is gonna pull up now. 2571. See, so much of this PKing is just... You're either hopping 10,000 worlds, or you're just standing around waiting. It's tough. You're gearing, yeah, okay. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. There's been moments where I can't find a world because Calverion's just packed with people and bots, and a lot of PKers show up. And then there's been moments where I've done Calverion for like 3 straight hours and no PKer interrupted me at all. So yeah, these super restores go straight into the looting bag. It's just the timing sometimes, I guess. And I've tried to do the wildy bosses in peak hours and off hours. It's just like all sorts of variations. It's just seemingly random, in my personal experience. Another KC Chaos Runes. You know what? I could use some Wines of Zamrock right about now. Don't need them, but you know what? Boss, how about you drop me some? Actually, if it could just drop Renar Weeds every single time, that'd be great, you know? If you're not going to give me the Void Waker Blade, give me Renar Weeds. And just looking at the loot tracker sometimes, it's ridiculous. Apparently 187 rune pickaxes and 2075 KC. Nearly 20,000 oak planks, bro. Holy. Rune two-hand. Some GP. So my Infernal Cape that I'm wearing right now, I did put a Trover parchment on it. But last time I died, it didn't even use up the parchment. I think it's because I had Protect item on, and the cape ends up being my 4th item. I did end up losing the Barrow's Gloves, which is what, like 200k? Or something like that? So I guess I technically saved myself like 400k or 500k by Protect iteming because it cost me 500k, right? More restores, very nice. You know, RNG is gonna RNG sometimes. There's been a few trips where my inventory just ends up being filled with these super restores. Like, I got like 15 of them in my inventory. But you know what? Just the previous trip, we couldn't get any to save our lives, you know? We had to bank because we ran out of restores. Health status bars for Fasani's Nightmare Pillars. I haven't been to Fasani's in a while now. I did go back to Fasani's when they made those initial changes for the summer sweep up. But I wonder if they did anything since then. Speaking of Fasani's, that is on the list of things to do. Getting full Inquisitors would be very nice, and getting more of the Nightmare Stabs. I did fortunately get the, what is it called? The Harmonized one. But obviously, there are two more. There's the Volatile, which is not so useful on a Ironman. That's a PvP item, I believe. And then the other one is the Eldritch. I would like that one at some point. But I think even before the stabs, I would want full Inquisitors the most. Right now, we're just working with the Inquisitor's top. Missing the skirt and the helmet. But yeah, at this point, Void Waker, Ham Joint as a side grind. And then we're doing a road to Grandmaster. After that, we're going to go for, I don't know, Radiant Oath Plate, I suppose. I could go for Radiant Oath Plate anytime, really. I just need to start farming the contracts. But I think I'm going to prioritize Grandmaster first, and then Radiant Oath Plate. There's also Corp to do to get a Legion. I do have the Arcane already, thankfully. I guess the Spectral would be... The Spectral would be good to get too. What else is on the things of... On the things to do. On the list of things to do here. Oh, we just got the same drop. Rune Pickaxe and Blighted Restores. I'm gonna chuck that one into the looting bag though. I suppose getting a Soul Reaper axe would be nice just for PVM item completionist's sake. But really, I don't really have a use for a Soul Reaper axe. But it's technically best in slot at Vardorvis specifically, I think. Unless recent item changes have changed that. Last time I checked, though, it was the best at Vardorvis. You know, in the middle of all these grinds, I'm sure more content's gonna come out as well. And we're naturally gonna shift our focus to that. Like when Yama came out, we grinded out Yama for like 2 weeks straight. And we did the same for Mocha, honestly. 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks even. You know what? Fishwigs, this is a bot and he's gonna try and hijack my world. Okay, dude. I've seen this guy before. That's so annoying. That's a bot. A bot that just hijacked my world. If you want to try to get him. The last time that bot came and tried to hijack my world, I had PID. But I guess not this. Not today, I suppose. Oh! Yo! Bad news, a bot hijacked my Calvarian world. Good news, somebody just got an Inquisitor's Mace. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the club. I'm using one right now. Oh yeah, he has full Inquisitors too. We're gonna do some decanting in the middle of a KC here. Real quick, real quick. I do want my food back though. See, that's another annoyance with the wilderness. Just so many bots. I mean, bots are everywhere, but in particular the wilderness. One, because they have absolutely inflated the loot tables in the wilderness to incentivize people to come out here. Two, bots don't get frustrated. So, for example, I just ran into a PKer 5 times in like the last hour, right? That's got to be pretty annoying, and that might dissuade me from doing more wilderness content. I might just give up for the day. Now, I mean, I haven't, but that's a very real possibility, right? But a bot's not going to feel that way if they get PK'd 600 times in a day. They're just going to keep going. It's just so flawed. It's just problems compounded on top of each other, in my opinion. And then, you know, like, I didn't get PK today, but I just got crashed by a bot. You know, like, dude. No wilderness, man. Like, the only people that win in the wilderness are the bots and the PKers killing the loot pinata bots. That's just my 2 cents. Death runes. Isn't it crazy the bot had to crash me too? Like, the bot couldn't hop one world to this world here and just, you know, do its own thing. The bot just had to crash me. So as I'm doing Calvarion, obviously I've been working on a Calvarion video. I feel inclined to not push out this video or complete this video until I get this blade. And surely it happens sometime soon. We're now 2582 KC, and if we're looking at like a 2700 number as, I don't know, just an arbitrary benchmark, right? I've been talking about 3x try and whatnot and how unlikely that is. I think I'm genuinely going to be a bit sad if I don't get it before 2700. Working with, let's just say, a humble 40 KC an hour, because, you know, we're inevitably going to get crashed by bots. PKers are going to run in and whatnot. So I think a 40 is a nice conservative number to assume we're doing per hour. So we got another 3 hours of Calvarion until we hit the 2700 mark. Under the assumptions. I'm gonna chuck these super combats into... Oh, okay, yep. I forgot it does that. Sometimes I forget it does that. It, like, deposits all Like if I put one crab in there, it puts all the crabs in there. I'll have some space for these Karamons. Don't mind if I do. Who the heck is that guy? Fear the North. Uncut Dragonstone. You know, I don't know if I have it in me to make it all the way to 2700 KC today. I mean, that's a lot of Calvarion. That's 200 Calvarion. We'll see, though. I don't know how much longer I'm going to stream for. If anything, I might do some off-stream or something. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. I used to stream very long hours. Like, I would pretty much stream the entire day. But I kind of realized it's a little counterproductive, I would say. For one thing, I just start getting tired, and it's just like a pretty quiet stream. Probably not as engaging. Two, quite frankly, you know, if we're talking about like my channel-wise, like I do find streaming fun, but again, like when we go like 8 hours, 10 hours, like there's a certain point where it's just like the return is bad. Like my energy's low, so naturally the chat's not going to be as engaging because the stream's not as engaging. And then also, I do prioritize my YouTube videos more so than the streams these days. Like, I do stream where I can, but priority is always trying to get these videos out, honestly. Which I think is a better approach and a more manageable approach than what I used to do before. And that was stream all day, every day, and then rush a video out. Fun fact, if you dig deep enough in my YouTube channel, you'll find an absolute ton of Fortnite videos. And if you go even further back than that, you'll find some other content. You know what? I wouldn't even call it content. It's just like video dumps of me playing video games, like a lot of shooter games. I used to play a lot of shooter games back then. But Fortnite, I actually did make videos, but in all honesty, they were just like, if I got like a good Fortnite game, that's a video. You know what I mean? That's what it was. But yeah, I would be, those days I'd be streaming so many hours a day. And it was definitely a quantity over quality approach, but these days I want to be quality over quantity, I suppose. It's the best way to put it. Uncut rubies. Which is also why, on this topic here, the Yama video only just came out today instead of a really rushed out video during the Yama release. Now I did like put a lot more effort in, and I got some Mocha videos out in real time. But I also do have a future video that I'll get around to editing That's more in line with the actual game series, and that is very much Mocha content. I think I've found like a sweet spot. Like there's content to be made in real time when like a fresh new update comes out, and there's also content to be made just as a consistent on our channel. All right, you hear that, Jagex? I am a content creator, so you should give me streamer RNG right now and give me my Voidbreaker blade. That's how it works, right? Nope. You guys ever stare at the, like, you're expecting a drop, right? So you're staring at the floor, and for some reason, when you're staring at it super hard, just waiting for the drop to show up, it just seems like it's not dropping. Like, all of a sudden, the death animation takes 10 times longer. That's what happened there. And then those coins finally showed up on the ground, and I just got disappointed. Okay, circling back to what I was talking about earlier about what my grinds are on this account. I see a Temperos pet on 416 Hero at Varlamore right now. And that reminds me, I do have to do Temperos on this account. On either account, really. Ideally, both at some point. Getting a fishing barrel would be very, very nice. Plus, the Spirit Angler outfit is pretty cool. I would like to get that. I have done the Temperos grind one time before. Unfortunately, it was on neither of these accounts, or even my main. It was on my group hardcore, which was, in the grand scheme of things, pretty short-lived. That account is, well, first of all, it's no longer a hardcore, and it's definitely dead content these days. But yeah, that was the only time I ever did the Temperos grind. I got the fishing barrel. I may have even spooned a dragon harpoon. I'm not entirely sure. And I did end up getting the full Spirit Angler's outfit. But unfortunately, the fishing barrel is on the wrong account. It's not on this account or the other account that's part of the group. So, yeah, quite unfortunate. We're going to have to do Temperos again. Alright, it just started storming super hard in my area, like, just out of nowhere, seemingly. So, if the stream abruptly ends, you could probably piece together what happened. Just as a disclaimer. I might be calling it soon, though. It is coming up on that time where I gotta figure out what to eat for dinner. What do I want to eat for dinner? $25.89 super compost and some blighted corompons. I'll be taking those. Thank you very much. At the very least, we're going to make it to 2,600. I would say. That's just 11 more KC. Yeah, you know, it's just the nature of this this game. Like, you have to just keep grinding for it, right? Like, you got to do the content to get the drop. But man, does it suck when you're over 2 times dry, or when you're dry in general. Obviously, the more dry you are, the worse the feeling is, but it'd just be so nice if you could actually get the drop on rate, you know? Honestly, sometimes spooning something is just kind of... It's not comparable, right? Like, I think you would much rather spoon something than go dry on something, obviously. But honestly, sometimes if you're enjoying a piece of content, and then all of a sudden you spoon it, I guess this is just an Ironman problem, really. Because you feel inclined to move on as soon as you're quote-unquote done with the grind as an Ironman. But yeah, like sometimes if you spoon like something from content you're enjoying, you're just like, well, I guess this is over now. But I mean, at the end of the day, you play the game how you want. Like, for example, if for some reason I just absolutely love doing Calvarion, even after I pull the blade, nothing's stopping me from doing more Calvarion, you know? I guess this is the case for me at Chambers and Tob. Like, I have all the items there. I'm just missing... I'm missing the pet from Chambers, and I'm missing the 2000 KC capes from both raids, respectively. So, in a sense, I do have some incentive to continue those things, but I mean, I have all the items, which are the important things. Arguably the important things. Wow, so we've done a... I don't want to jinx it here, but we're on our last Divine Dose, meaning this has been, right now, 35-minute trip, and as soon as this Divine runs out, a 40-minute trip. Okay. Oh, some PKing going on. Oh my, oops, I put... What did I put in the looting bag there? I put something in the bag, some Quran buns. Are we gonna be able to... What KC are we in now? 2591. Yeah, we're not gonna make it to 2600 on this trip. We'll probably try to sneak out another trip, perhaps. Oh, I'm gonna take some damage here. Got comboed for 23. Some extra food on the ground, though, not to worry. Well, no blade today so far, but at least we've gotten some items. You know, we're hitting the table. We got the dragon pickaxe and the dragon two-hand. Limpwort roots. I feel like I haven't seen these in a while. I mean, these things aren't rare. In fact, I do believe our last session we got a ton of limpwort roots, but not very many today, I don't think. It hasn't been very notable. The drop table is pretty big here. There's so many different items. $25.92. 8 more to go till the 2600 mark. Oh. I'm not gonna lie. I live in an area where the power just goes out so easily when there's even a hint of bad weather, and I have a strong feeling it might go out. At least like flicker. It's actually crazy, like how easily the power goes out. Super combats, we'll combine that into one. So while we do get super combats here, I like to use the divines. I don't really rely on these regular ones when I'm out here. We were talking about this earlier, but divines are very, very worth it. Someone put it in the context like this. We spend hundreds upon hundreds of hours in this game getting certain item upgrades that give us a very marginal DPS boost. Well, the divine combats are the same concept. Except it's much easier to make a super divine than to go grind out 100 hours for an item. So if you're willing to spend hundreds of hours to get an item that gives you a tiny bit of a boost, why would you not take the extra time to make a divine potion that does the same thing? But yeah, ever since someone framed it to me like that, I'm like, yeah, divines are very, very good. Again, with the few exceptions, like at next when you're brewing a ton anyways, those are situations where you don't want to use divines because, you know, you're just going to lower your stats constantly anyways. And the divines do 10 damage to you. Although pre-potting a divine might be a good call though, because with the way the divines work, let me see if I can explain this well enough. Basically, the divine potion will always keep you up, right? Like at your max possible skill level. So me being 99 strength and all, or like 99 in everything, attack, strength, defense, a divine will put me up to 118 combat stats. Now, when you sip a regular combat, that will tick from 118 to 117, 116, so on and so forth. But if you sip a divine, you'll have that 5-minute timer. And then even if you resip a regular combat while you have the divine timer going, you'll keep yourself up at 118. Speaking about all these combat stats and whatnot, I'm actually not potted anymore, but I'm going to greed a bit here and I'm going to finish this KC without potting. Yes, I'm absolutely stinging out on one dose of super combat here, but yep, that's what I'm doing. And then we'll bank. Oh my, I stood directly on top of that. PKers are licking their lips right now seeing that. They're coming in. Alright, I really want to hit that 2600 milestone here. But based on the time and stuff, I am going to have to call it after that. So we have 5 KC to go to get this Void Waker piece. Okay, since we have to bank anyways, I'm chucking everything I can into the bag. Never mind, it's full. It is full. Alright, so we're just gonna, yes, we are gonna TP out and get 5 more KC. That is